A leading Kenyan researcher in human prehistory and wildlife conservationist, Richard Leakey was responsible for many of the most important discoveries relating to early human evolution. The son of famous archaeologists Lewis and Mary Leakey, Richard is known as a politician, paleoanthropologist and conservationist, and made some key discoveries that shaped our understanding of human origins, especially when he presented in 1972 a Homo skull that he believed was 2.9 million years old. The skull was among the most significant finds of Leakey's early expeditions.
And all of my colleagues who've examined the evidence are equally confident. The dating is based on the aging of the deposits or the rocks in which the skull was found, and the dating is done by the method known as the potassium-argon method, and the date of 2.6 stratigraphically above the level which this was found, therefore this is older, is a very good date.
Richard's father, archaeologist and naturalist Lewis Leakey, whose work was important in establishing human evolutionary development in Africa, also played a major role in creating organizations for future research in Africa and protecting the country's wildlife. The International Lewis Leakey Memorial Institute for African Prehistory was formally opened in 1977. It was only natural that a young Richard would follow in his famous parents' footsteps and discover a passion for paleontology. Although he didn't receive a degree, his work discovering human and primate connections in evolution is staggering. Paleoanthropology has not been Richard Leakey's only passion. He founded an opposition political party in Kenya in 1995, growing impatient with the corruption and inefficiency of Kenya's one-party government. Leakey's accomplishments won international recognition, but he had made enemies at home. Government supporters subjected Leakey to public humiliation, death threats, and constant surveillance, and finally attacked him with rocks, clubs, and whips. But Richard Leakey could not be intimidated.
Suddenly somebody said you should go back to where you came from, and the next thing I knew, I was hit on the head by an egg, and then I was pelted, and I got thoroughly beaten with whips and clubs and rocks, and I just made it to the car with these artificial legs. I thought I was going to fall. Got into the car, a couple of shots went off. I'm not sure who was shooting at who, and we tried to drive out. We were smashed with clubs who trying to stop us going. And I just drove out and drove back here.
In 1993, Richard Leakey's plane crashed suspiciously in the mountains outside Nairobi. The accident cost Leakey both his legs, but he continued to push for change in Kenya's chaotic park system and combat an epidemic of rhinoceros and elephant poaching, even heading a government program where poachers were shot on sight.
What we want is a better Kenya. A country where things work, where people are safe, and where there is a real future. We believe that a better Kenya is not beyond our reach. We will work with others, not to oppose just for the sake of opposition. We should, of course, compete for support, but not through unnecessary confrontation, abuse, and cheap politics. As a famous saying goes, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but never believe that all of the people can be fooled for all of the time. Our country is slipping backwards. Standards are falling, the people are being cheated. Something must be done, and we believe it must be done now.
Richard Leakey continues to fight for political justice in Kenya. He lectures on environmental themes and is involved in grassroots wildlife conservation projects.